Prince Louis, the youngest and most mischievous member of the royal family, has a knack for stealing the spotlight with his candid personality. While he generally gets along with most of the family, a certain distance between him and Queen Camilla is noticeable. There were brief moments of connection, but everything changed during Princess Kate's Christmas celebration. This event led to a surprising turn of events, as Prince Louis stunned the entire country with a royal bombshell message about Camilla. The youngest royal, Prince Louis, is undeniably charming, cheeky, and lovable. He is the youngest child of Prince William and Kate Middleton, born on a sunny spring morning, April 23, 2018, at St. Mary's Hospital in London. Louis's arrival was met with all the pomp and circumstance befitting a royal birth. The air was filled with celebration, marked by gun salutes, bell chimes, and the collective adoration of a nation welcoming the newest member of the House of We. From the very beginning, Louis captured hearts everywhere. His parents chose the name Louis Arthur Charles as a tribute to his grandfather, now King Charles III, and the late Louis Earl Mountbatten of Burma, a close relative who played a significant role in the royal family's history. Though a big name for a little boy, Louis's early years showed he was more than ready to live up to it. His christening was a royal affair held on July 9, 2018. Louis was baptized by the Archbishop of Canterbury in the Chapel Royal at St. James's Palace. The photos from that day were simply adorable, with his elder siblings, George and Charlotte, looking proud and already showing signs of their close sibling bond. Growing up as the youngest in a royal household is far from a typical childhood experience, but William and Kate have worked hard to provide a balance between royal duties and normal family life. Louis spent his earliest years between Kensington Palace in London and Anmer Hall, the family's country retreat in Norfolk. His parents often cherish family time where gardening, baking, or playing outdoors are activities where Louis's lively personality reportedly shines. Speaking of personality, Louis first made a public splash during his Trooping the Colour debut in 2019. Perched on the Buckingham Palace balcony, he waved enthusiastically to the crowd, proving even as a toddler that he wasn't one to shy away from attention. Fast forward to Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, and Louis stole the show again with his animated expressions, playful demeanor, and meme-worthy moments that kept the internet buzzing for weeks. Education is a priority for the Wales family, and Louis took his first big step into formal learning when he started at Wilcox Nursery School in 2021. The little prince was all smiles as he joined his peers near Kensington Palace, showing the same curiosity and enthusiasm his parents have often highlighted in their public appearances. By 2022, big changes were on the horizon for the family. They relocated to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor Home Park, a move that provided more privacy and space for their growing children. That same year, Louis started attending Lamrook School, an independent preparatory school in Berkshire, alongside his siblings George and Charlotte. Despite his tender age, Louis has already been part of some major historical events. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away in September 2022, the royal family entered a new chapter. His grandfather ascended the throne as King Charles III, and with that, Louis became fourth in line to the throne, a significant milestone. He is the first British prince in history to follow an elder sister in succession thanks to the Perth Agreement. The coronation of King Charles III on May 6, 2023, was another big moment for Louis. Dressed in impeccable royal attire, he attended the event alongside his parents and siblings, adding a touch of youthful charm to the grandeur of the occasion. While his elder brother, Prince George, played a more formal role in the ceremony, Louis's presence reminded everyone of the next generation of royals. As the youngest member of the royal family, Louis is clearly the most mischievous. Whether he's pulling cheeky faces at royal events or trying to blow out his sister's candle at a Christmas service, Prince Louis has a knack for stealing the spotlight. But behind the giggles and grins lies a heartwarming dynamic with his older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Like any youngest sibling, Louis holds a special place in the family, not just for being the baby of the bunch, but for the unique bonds he shares with his brother and sister. His playful antics might sometimes earn him the title of annoying little brother, but it's a title he seems to wear proudly, and one that everyone adores him for. If there's one sibling Louis looks up to and perhaps copies a bit too much, it's Princess Charlotte. At just 8 years old, Charlotte has taken on the unofficial role of big sister in charge. she's often seen guiding Louis during public appearances, ensuring he sticks to royal protocol as much as a 6-year-old can, and keeping him in check when his cheeky side gets the better of him. Charlotte's protective nature was on full display during the family's outing to Kate Middleton's annual Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey. Louis, making his debut at the event, walked confidently alongside his siblings, unfazed by the grandeur of the historic venue. With Charlotte by his side, it was as if Louis knew he had his own personal guardian angel watching over him. While he did try to blow out her candle on the way out, Charlotte simply smiled, brushing it off with the kind of patience only a big sister could muster. Their bond isn't new, it's been growing since Lou's birth. A particularly sweet photo from Charlotte's 3rd birthday shows her cradling baby Louis in her lap, planting a gentle kiss on his forehead. Even at such a young age, she was already showing signs of the loving big sister she would become. And while their roles have evolved, the closeness remains. Whether it's volunteering at baby banks or joining in the fun at royal events, Charlotte often takes the lead, with Louis happily following in her footsteps. Now let's talk about George, the 10-year-old future king, who has been stepping into a more prominent royal role for years. George and Charlotte were the dynamic duo often spotted side by side during family outings, but recently George and Lou's relationship has blossomed, evolving into a charming mix of camaraderie and playful mischief. Insiders reveal that Louis has transitioned from being the annoying little brother to becoming George's pint-sized partner in crime. They've been spending more time together, bonding over shared interests, and of course, getting into a bit of trouble. Whether it's sneaking into the kitchen for post-dinner snacks or pulling pranks on their parents, George and Louis are proving that a little mischief runs in the family. And while George might be growing up fast, Louis has a way of bringing out the playful side in his older brother, reminding him it's okay to just be a kid sometimes. Their bond was also evident during Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, where Louis's larger-than-life expressions had everyone talking. While George maintained his composed demeanor, it was clear he kept a watchful eye on his younger brother, ensuring Louis didn't wander too far. In the realm of royal chaos, Lou's lively personality doesn't stop at home. His recent foray into learning the drums has become a new chapter in his journey as the family's loudest member. Prince William, ever the relatable dad, joked about spending much of his time with his fingers in his ears as Lou enthusiastically hones his skills. You can almost picture it, Lou pounding away on his drum kit, Charlotte rolling her eyes but secretly admiring her brother's energy, and George pretending to be too cool while secretly wishing he could join in. It's these little moments that make the Wales children feel so relatable despite their royal status. When you see George, Charlotte, and Louis together, it's clear they are more than siblings, they are a team. From matching outfits at royal events to volunteering side by side, the three of them have a bond that's both endearing and inspiring. During a recent visit to a baby bank, Charlotte took charge while Louis marveled at a King Kong toy, proving once again that the youngest often finds the most joy in the simplest things. A little prince surrounded by love, Louis, however, has a special relationship with the older members of the royal family that sets him apart. He may be the cheeky third child, often stealing the show with his mischievous grins and spirited personality, but Louis is also deeply adored by those closest to him. It's no secret that Kate Middleton shares an incredibly close bond with her youngest son. Known for her gentle and nurturing parenting style, Kate has always been the kind of mother who balances royal responsibilities with a very hands-on approach to raising her children, and Louis, well, is the one who keeps her on her toes. Kate's love for the outdoors plays a huge role in her parenting, and it's clear Louis is right at home in nature. Whether it's exploring the grounds of Adelaide Cottage in Windsor or helping with gardening projects, Kate encourages her children, especially Louis, to embrace the simple joys of life. Let's not forget her creative side. Kate's love for art and baking often leads her to organize activities that spark Louis's curiosity and playful energy. Louis has often been described as the wild child of the family, and Kate is reportedly the first to smile fondly when he does something cheeky. Whether he's dancing around in the kitchen with Charlotte or attempting to keep up with his older siblings, Kate knows how to turn these moments into cherished family memories. It's a bond built on laughter, love, and a bit of patience, something every parent with a spirited youngest child can relate to. As a father, Prince William has always tried to strike a balance between royal duty and active involvement in his children's lives. Louis, being the youngest, shares a particularly playful relationship with his dad. While William teaches his children the importance of kindness and responsibility, values passed down to him from Princess Diana, he also has a wonderful sense of humor that Louis clearly inherits. In public, William is often seen gently guiding Louis during formal events, but behind the scenes, insiders reveal he's the first to laugh at his son's antics. For Louis, his maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton, provide the perfect escape from the formalities of royal life. At the Middleton family home in Berkshire, the environment is far more relaxed and cozy, allowing Louis to just be a child. Carol Middleton, in particular, is known for her dedication to her grandchildren, and little Louis benefits greatly from her hands-on approach. Whether it's baking cookies together, playing games outdoors, or helping her with gardening, Carol makes sure Louis enjoys the simple joys of childhood. She's not just a grandmother, she's a confidant, a playmate, and a source of endless hugs. Michael Middleton, on the other hand, brings calm and stability to Lou's world. He often takes Louis on nature walks or engages in quiet family moments. This connection to the Middletons gives Louis a sense of balance, grounding him in a more ordinary upbringing while still preparing him for life within the royal family. King Charles III may lead a busy life as the reigning monarch, but he's never too busy for his grandchildren, Lou included. Charles's passion for nature and the environment often shines through in his moments with Louis. Whether it's sharing stories about gardening, explaining the importance of protecting the planet, or teaching him about the history of the royal family, Charles plays a significant role in passing down his values to the next generation. Although Louis is still quite young, Charles is known to have a soft spot for him, much like he does for George and Charlotte. His grandfatherly role provides Louis with both wisdom and warmth, creating memories that will stay with him for years to come. With such strong bonds across the family, there's one person noticeably absent from Lou's inner circle, Camilla, the Queen Consort. While Louis shares playful and heartwarming relationships with everyone from Kate's parents to King Charles, Camilla's name rarely comes up when talking about his closest relationships. Is this simply a coincidence, or is there something more to it? Many believe the reason for the distance between Camilla and Louis is none other than the resentment that Prince William feels toward his stepmother. And who could blame him? Their complicated history has been brewing for decades. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Others believe this distance has nothing to do with William's feelings at all. Instead, they think that children, even as young as Louis, are far more perceptive than we give them credit for. Kids just know when something feels off, and Louis, the cheeky little prince that he is, might simply be steering clear of Camilla all on his own. To really understand this tension, we need to look back at the fraught relationship between William and Camilla. It's no secret that William holds deep-rooted resentment toward the woman who was at the center of his parents' public heartbreak. Imagine being a young boy witnessing your family fall apart under the relentless glare of the media, with Camilla's name constantly making headlines. It's a pain that doesn't just fade away, and insiders have long hinted that William's polite smiles and public cordiality toward his stepmother mask a much colder reality. When Camilla officially married King Charles in 2005, William reportedly wasn't thrilled about it. He was loyal to his late mother, Princess Diana, and there's no doubt that her memory looms large in his feelings toward Camilla. Over the years, the two have managed to coexist, but it's more like an armistice than a loving relationship. William may appreciate Camilla's dedication to duty now, but that doesn't mean he's ready to roll out the red carpet for her. It seems his kids have picked up on this too. Now let's talk about Louis. The youngest Wales sibling has always been described as spirited, playful, and, let's face it, a little mischievous. But kids have an uncanny ability to pick up on the energy around them. Whether it's tension in a room, strained conversations, or subtle cues from the adults they trust, children often know when something isn't quite right. It's entirely possible that Lou senses something when Camilla is around. Maybe it's William's subtle weariness, or perhaps it's just the absence of the same warmth he receives from other family members. Children may be young, but they are certainly not stupid. They can spot when someone isn't as natural or as loving as, say, their grandparents Carol and Michael Middleton, or even King Charles himself. Self-assured Louis, with his Louis's observant nature, might just be following his instincts and keeping his distance. Camilla, to her credit, has worked tirelessly over the years to carve out her role in the royal family. She's taken on charity work, stood beside King Charles through thick and thin, and won over many in the public who once viewed her as the villain in Diana's story. However, within the Wales household, it's a different story. While King Charles adores his grandchildren and shares a warm bond with George, Charlotte, and Louis, Camilla's connection to them seems far less prominent. You'll rarely, if ever, see public moments of affection between her and the youngest Wales child. Some might say this is because Louis is still young and isn't often part of formal royal events, but others argue that it reflects something deeper, a natural distance born from a complicated family history. Remember, William is a fiercely protective father. He's determined to give his children as normal a childhood as possible, shielding them from the pain and scrutiny he endured growing up. If he harbors any lingering distrust toward Camilla, it's not hard to imagine him keeping her role in Lou's life at arm's length. Despite all the rumors about tension within the royal family, there have been moments when Prince Louis and Queen Camilla appeared to get along just fine. In fact, some of these moments were so heartwarming that they left royal watchers wondering if there's more to their relationship than meets the eye. Let's start with Christmas Day at Sandringham, a day filled with royal tradition and festive cheer. During this particular holiday season, young Prince Louis, dressed adorably as always, caught everyone's attention during the royal family's walk to church. Louis, who had just turned 4, was walking alongside Queen Camilla, and the moment between them melted hearts across the nation. As the family made their way down the path, Camilla gently placed her hand on Lou's back, guiding him forward as they chatted. Louis, ever the charmer, looked up at her with his trademark grin, his eyes filled with curiosity and warmth. In that instant, it seemed as though the step-grandmother and grandson shared a genuine connection, a fleeting but significant moment of tenderness. Onlookers couldn't help but comment on how sweet the exchange was. Camilla, who often comes across as reserved, seemed relaxed and at ease with the cheeky young prince, and Louis, who was not one to hold back his emotions, seemed completely comfortable around her. Another instance that caught people's attention came during Camilla's visit to the Isle of Man. While fulfilling her royal duties, the queen consort met a mother with twin boys, both dressed in matching blue outfits. As Camilla admired the little ones, she couldn't resist bringing up her own grandson, Lou, playfully describing him as quite a handful. The comment, delivered with a smile, drew laughter from the crowd. It was a candid and relatable moment that showcased Camilla's sense of humor and her awareness of Lou's larger-than-life personality. But what do these moments really mean? Don't be fooled. Camilla is already well known as someone who understands exactly how to act in public. It wouldn't be surprising if she did this deliberately to create the impression that she and Louis share a close, affectionate bond, even if the reality might be far from it. You might think I'm exaggerating, but what if I tell you that Prince Lou stunned the entire country with a royal bombshell message about Camilla? This is the news from 5 minutes ago, so let's break it down. It all started at Princess Catherine's Beautifuls Together at Christmas Carol service at Westminster Abbey. The event, warm and festive, was a celebration of love, gratitude, and togetherness, a perfect backdrop for what would soon become the most talked-about moment of the evening. As part of the service, guests were invited to write messages of appreciation on red cards and hang them on the kindness tree. Each card bore the name of someone who had helped them that year. The Wales children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, dutifully participated. As they walked into the abbey alongside their parents, George and Charlotte carried their cards carefully, with the blank side facing outward, keeping their heartfelt notes private. But Louis, ever the spirited and mischievous youngest, proudly displayed his card for all to see. Written in his adorable handwriting was a touching message: "Thank you for Granny and Grandpa because they have played games with me." The reference, of course, was to his maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton, who are known to share a close bond with the young prince. The note melted hearts and drew smiles, especially as the Middleton family beamed with pride from their seats. However, as sweet as the moment seemed, the absence of a mention for Queen Camilla raised eyebrows among onlookers in the crowd. Someone jokingly asked Louis why Camilla wasn't on his list. Louis, never one to shy away from speaking his mind, responded with a candor that no one was prepared for. With a serious expression that only a child can master, he said, "She's lying." The room froze. Kate and William's smiles faltered, their faces a mix of shock and confusion. For a moment, it seemed like time stood still. Kate bent down slightly, gently placing her hand on Lou's shoulder, her motherly instincts kicking in as she whispered something meant to calm him. William, on the other hand, appeared stunned, glancing toward Camilla, who stood a few feet away, her expression hard to read. Camilla's face quickly transformed into a strained smile, though it was clear she had been caught off guard. The Queen Consort, who had been graciously greeting guests and participating in the event, now found herself at the center of a royal storm. But Louis wasn't finished. In the way only a 6-year-old could,